UX questions. Your user experience questions answered in 3 minutes or less.
Jacqueline from Madison, Wisconsin asks, what is a user story? I love that question. Thanks for asking, Jacqueline. This is UX question number 97, and I'm Ben Judy. What is a user story? Well, this is a common term for teams practicing Agile software development methods. See episode 25, What is Agile UX? A user story is a general explanation of a software feature written from the perspective of the end user. I'll give an example, and I'll break down what it does and does not do. A good user story might be, as a retail store associate, I want to quickly determine if a specific product is in stock so I can help a customer make a purchase. Notice the template of the user story. As a user or persona, I want to achieve a small goal so that I can realize some bigger benefit. The ultimate purpose of a user story like this is to simply explain how a software feature will provide value to the user, and thus also to the business. When writing user stories, follow the 3 C's: card, conversation, and confirmation. The story should be short enough that it could easily be written on a 3x5 index card. You should have a conversation with the product team. Don't treat your first draft of a user story like it's a hard requirement. And then explain how someone might objectively confirm that the project team fulfilled the user story, usually by writing clear and specific acceptance criteria. Avoid common mistakes with user stories. Don't turn them into detailed technical specifications. The acceptance criteria can reference a spec document, but keep the story and the story details brief. Don't focus so much on how to implement the feature. Again, the story should be from the user's perspective. There is a need for developer chores, but treat these differently and separate from your user stories. Also, don't define a story so broadly that it can't be estimated. One thing a product team needs to do with a user story is estimate how much effort it will take to complete the work. That is, to deliver the value encapsulated in the story and in accordance with the acceptance criteria. I wouldn't know how to estimate, as a shopper, I want to see the product catalog so I can find the products I want. That's too broad. User stories can be really useful, especially in concert with other Agile practices. Just remember to keep them human-centered, not too long, not too vague, not too detailed, and talk about them as a team before you work on them. Keep asking your questions about UX. Next time, I'll answer the question, what's the difference between graphic design and UX design? Hey, it's Ben Judy. Thanks for listening to another episode of UX Questions. If you like what you just heard, would you let others know about it? If you're watching on YouTube, click the share, like, and subscribe buttons. If you're listening to the audio podcast, share it with your friends and give us a 5-star rating and write a short review. Those shares, likes, subscribes, and reviews make a big difference. The bigger our audience grows, the more support comes in, the more questions I can answer, the more I can improve the quality of the show, and ultimately, the more we all learn and grow together. Why don't you take a few seconds right now, share, like, subscribe, rate, and review. Share our social media posts too. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Comment back on this episode and tag your friends and UX colleagues. If I've learned one thing about user experience over the course of my career, it's that there's always something new to learn, some new question to be answered. So keep those questions coming in, and thank you for sharing, liking, subscribing, rating, and reviewing UX Questions.